The night sky over Moscow erupted in a symphony of chaos on October 10, 2025, as Ukrainian drones pierced the veil of Russia's vaunted air defenses, unleashing a barrage that sent shockwaves through the capital's veins. Sirens wailed like banshees through the autumn chill, piercing the slumber of millions in this sprawling metropolis of spires and secrets. Explosions thundered across the horizon, not the muffled pops of distant artillery but visceral booms that rattled windows in high rises from the Kremlin's shadow to the distant suburbs. Fires bloomed like malevolent flowers, their orange glows licking the darkness, illuminating the faces of stunned residents who stumbled into streets slick with dew and disbelief. This was no ordinary skirmish on the eastern front lines. It was a direct thrust into the heart of the beast, a calculated escalation in a war that has dragged on for over 3 years, turning the once impregnable Russian capital into a front line of its own. Eyewitness accounts flooded social media in the pre-dawn hours, painting a picture of pandemonium. Videos captured the staccato bursts of anti-aircraft fire, tracer rounds stitching the sky like fiery seams, while the low hum of approaching drones, those insidious, propeller-driven specters, grew into a menacing drone before detonating in brilliant flashes. One clip, shared widely on platforms like X, showed a plume of smoke rising from an industrial zone on Moscow's outskirts, where debris from a downed drone sparked a blaze that consumed a warehouse roof. The ground shook like an earthquake, posted a local engineer from the Lubirtsy district, his words timestamped at 2:17 a.m. local time. Flames everywhere, smells like burning metal and fuel. We've never seen this close before. By morning, Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin confirmed the grim arithmetic. Russian defenses had intercepted and destroyed at least 44 Ukrainian drones en route to the city between Monday evening and Tuesday dawn, part of a broader assault that claimed 81 drones across 8 regions, including annexed Crimea and the Black Sea Theater. The origins of this audacious strike trace back to Kyiv's unyielding resolve, forged in the crucible of invasion and retaliation. Ukraine's security service (SBU) and military intelligence have honed their drone warfare into a scalpel of asymmetric vengeance, deploying swarms of long-range unmanned aerial vehicles (UAVs) capable of evading radar nets and striking deep into enemy territory. These aren't the crude quadcopters of early 2022, they're sophisticated beasts, some equipped with AI-guided navigation and payloads exceeding 100 kilograms of explosives, launched from hidden sites in western Ukraine or even smuggled across borders. The October 10 operation, dubbed internally as Shadow Swarm by Ukrainian sources, involved over 150 drones in total, with a core contingent vectoring toward Moscow. Intelligence leaks suggest the targets included key logistics hubs, an ammunition depot in the Elektrostal area, rumored to stockpile Iskander missile components, and a fuel storage facility near Domodedovo Airport, vital for sustaining Russia's aerial campaigns. As the first detonations rippled through the night, the capital's response was a frantic ballet of defense and denial. Pantsir S-1 and S-400 systems, those behemoths of Russian engineering, roared to life, their missiles arcing skyward in a desperate bid to swat the invaders. The defense ministry in Moscow touted the night's tally as a triumph, 150 Ukrainian drones neutralized nationwide, with secondary intercepts claiming another 69 by sunrise, but cracks in the facade were evident. Debris rained down like lethal confetti, igniting secondary fires in residential zones. In the Voskresensk district, a family home caught ablaze from falling wreckage, claiming the lives of a child and his grandmother in a tragedy that echoed earlier strikes. CBACF-07 others were wounded in Belgorod, the border region's perennial flashpoint, where drone fragments shredded a clinic's facade and sparked electrical fires that left blocks in darkness. Satellite imagery from the European Space Agency, analyzed by independent monitors, revealed at least 3 hotspots of thermal activity near Moscow's Ring Road, corroborating reports of blazes at an oil terminal and a chemical plant, echoes of prior Ukrainian successes in Orenburg and Perm. E4E871. For Muscovites, long insulated from the war's visceral horrors, this incursion shattered the illusion of distance. The city, with its 12 million souls, has weathered sporadic drone incursions before. July's swarm that shuttered all 4 major airports for hours, or May's alleged plot against the Kremlin itself, but October 10 felt intimate, invasive. Metro lines halted mid-route, their platforms crammed with bleary-eyed commuters clutching briefcases like shields. Schools in the affected districts switched to remote learning, a bitter irony for children already versed in air raid drills via state-mandated apps. I heard the boom from my balcony, saw the flash light up the whole block, recounted a pensioner from Kolomna in a viral Telegram thread. Then the power flickered out. We're boiling water on a camp stove now. When does this end? Social media brimmed with defiance and dread. Memes of drones as ghosts of Banderite revenge clashed with official narratives branding the attack a terrorist provocation by the Kyiv regime. From Kyiv's vantage, the strike was a masterstroke of strategic parody, a riposte to Moscow's relentless bombardment of Ukrainian cities. Just days prior, on October 5, Russia had unleashed a record 550 munitions, drones and missiles, in a 12-hour onslaught that killed 5 in Lviv alone, gutting energy infrastructure as winter loomed. 11 F-302 Zelensky, in a midnight address, framed the Moscow raid as justice delayed but not denied, vowing more to come unless Putin halts his genocidal campaign. Ukrainian military bloggers, ever the cheerleaders of homegrown ingenuity, hailed the drone's precision, FPV models with 105-kilogram warheads that turned Russian troop concentrations into pyres, their detonations captured in grainy night vision footage showing secondary blasts from ignited ammo caches. 267 and 9C. Yet, victory's glow is tempered by cost. Each drone sortie risks pilots and ground crews to Russian reprisals, and the war's ledger of lives lost grows inexorably. This escalation ripples far beyond the smoldering craters. Economically, Moscow's wounds sting. The targeted oil terminal, if crippled, could spike global fuel prices, already volatile from sanctions and Red Sea disruptions. Russia's vaunted energy exports, the lifeblood funding its war machine, face renewed scrutiny. Analysts at the International Energy Agency predict a 5% dip in October throughput if repairs drag. Politically, it's a body blow to Putin's narrative of inexorable advance. State media scrambled to spin the narrative. RT aired loops of triumphant intercepts, downplaying fires as minor mishaps, but cracks show in the regime's armor. Whispers of discontent brew in oligarch circles, where disrupted supply chains threaten billions, and in the ranks, where conscripts mutter about fighting shadows in their own backyard. Internationally, the strikes ignite a tinderbox of reactions. NATO's Brussels headquarters issued a terse condemnation of irresponsible escalations on all sides, while U.S. President-elect whispers of Trump's incoming team, poised for a January handover, hint at a pivot toward armistice talks, albeit on Moscow's terms. 441A8B European allies, from Poland's border sentinels to Germany's hesitant suppliers, grapple with the specter of spillover. Debris from a stray drone could easily arc into NATO airspace, invoking Article 5's grim calculus. China, Moscow's tacit patron, urged restraint in a Weibo post from its foreign ministry, code for preserving the Sino-Russian axis amid its own Taiwan tensions. And in the global south, where BRICS sympathies tilt eastward, the attack fuels debates on hybrid warfare's ethics, drones as democratizers of destruction, empowering the weak against the armored giant. Technologically, October 10 underscores the drone's ascension as war's great equalizer. Ukraine's arsenal, bootstrapped from garage workshops and Western kits, now rivals Russia's in reach and relentlessness. Models like the AQ-400 Scythe, with 750-kilometer ranges, embody this evolution, cheap at $15,000 a pop, versus a Pantsir's $15 million, they force adversaries into a numbers game they can't win. Yet, innovation breeds countermeasures. Russia's electronic warfare jammers, deployed en masse since Avdiivka's fall, scramble signals mid-flight, turning smart munitions dumb. The cat and mouse persists, with AI swarms on the horizon, autonomous flocks that adapt in real time, evading the human oversight that falters at 3 a.m. As dawn broke over the Moskva River on October 11, cleanup crews in hazmat suits sifted through wreckage, their bulldozers scraping away the night's scars. Fires, though contained, left acrid scars on the skyline, a reminder that Moscow's grandeur now bears the patina of vulnerability. Residents, hardened by habit, return to routines, commutes on backup generators, coffee from thermos flasks, but the undercurrent of unease lingers. How many more nights of interrupted sleep before the war's inertia yields to momentum? For Ukraine, each hit chips at Russia's invincibility, buying time for Western aid trickles to become floods. For Russia, it's a spur to double down, perhaps with hypersonic escalations that blur the line between retaliation and apocalypse. In the broader tapestry of this grinding conflict, the drone strikes symbolize a war redefined, not by tanks thundering across steppes, but by shadows slipping through the ether. Explosions in Moscow aren't just pyrotechnics, they're punctuation in a sentence of defiance, fires that warm the resolve of a nation under siege. As the smoke clears, one truth endures. In the drone age, no capital is an island, and the capital's fall begins not with a bang from without, but with the buzz that slips the